YouTube, it's Addio5 here today, and I will be talking to you lovely ladies about transitioning to natural hair. And I know there are a ton of videos on here, so hopefully you find mine a little bit more helpful than the ones that you've been looking at. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that I recommend is to minimize on the combing. Once you decide that you want to go natural, you should minimize on the combing because that point where you have your natural hair and then relaxed hair, that point where those hairs meet, that's the weakest point on your strand. And the more you comb through it, break through it with the comb or whatever, the weaker your hair is gonna get. And you don't want that to happen, especially when you're going natural. You want your hair to be as healthy as possible. So minimize on the combing. One thing that I would recommend that you do to help minimizing with the combing is to wear a protective style. There are many protective styles out there. You got your straw set, flat twist, braids, kinky twist, micro braids. For me, when I went natural, my protective style was micro braids and kinky twist. So that's what I did, and I definitely recommend it. As long as you wear that, that's basically your transition period. So my transition period was from July '04 to January 2005. That was my transition period. I got sick. I was in ICU. I was in the burn unit. Before my surgery, they had to shave off half of my hair, and I had been thinking about going natural. So that's what really made me go natural. So during that time, I had shaved hair in the front and then natural hair in the back. I mean, relaxed hair in the back. After I got out of the hospital. So after my hair grew to a certain point, one of my best friends decided she would put micro braids in my hair because I decided I was not gonna wear. I was not gonna get a relaxer ever again. And so I wore my micro braids from about August to, I'll say, December. I wore them for that period of time, and of course I didn't wear like the same set of micro braids, but that was the time period which I wore micro braids. And then January, I decided to just big chop. My hair had grown. My hair that was shaved off had grown to such a length, and my relaxed hair was just getting weaker and weaker. So I decided I'm not gonna have all this craziness going on my head. So I just cut off all the relaxed hair at my friend's house one night. She was helping me take out the braids, and I was just like, let's just cut it all off. So I just cut it all off, and that next day I washed it and I put kinky twists in my hair. And I wore those kinky twists from January 2005 up until like April, on and off. I wore kinky twists. So that was my transition period for me. And during that time, my hair grew because I wasn't doing anything to it. All I was doing was just, keeping, maintaining the micro braids and the kinky twists, and that worked for me. Um, and like I said, your transition period is relative to you. It depends on whether or not you want to just be like, forget it. I'm not gonna transition long. I'm just gonna grow it until my hair is like, a certain length, and then I'm just gonna cut it off and rock my teeny weeny afro. So it's really up to you. And there are so many YouTube videos that show you how to rock a banging TWA. So there's no reason why that shouldn't be an option if that's something that if you don't really want to go through that transition, a long transition period like I did, that's definitely an option. The longer the transition, I recommend you to wear the protective styles. Just minimize on the actual work that you do on your own hair. So that's what I would recommend. Some things that I would definitely not recommend while you're transitioning, and I know it's really debatable, and it's really, like I said, relative to your hair. But the main thing that I would not recommend is flat ironing or straightening out your hair. And the main reason is simple. Your hair is very fragile when you're transitioning. You have this chemically relaxed hair at the end, and then you have this natural hair. Your hair is not gonna be it's I don't think as healthy as your hair is, it's not gonna be that strong where those two different types of hair meet. So I think that flat ironing your hair, you just don't want to do it. The more you flat iron your hair, the weaker your hair is gonna get. So if you really wanted to wear your own hair during your transition period, trust styles that promote the natural curl pattern of your hair. Try to do styles that don't require a lot of heat because heat is damaging, as we know. So just try to do things that really won't damage your hair a lot. Those are basically my main points on transitioning, and embrace your hair. The transition period is probably the craziest time in any natural person's hair journey because your hair is just so weird. It's like I got this curly hair at the top and then I got this straight hair at the bottom. What do I do with it? And that's when a lot of people decide, forget, I'm just gonna get it relaxed. It's so much easier. But if you tough it out, you'll really love the benefits that you can get being natural. Because I know my transition period, if I would not have had those protective styles, I probably would have been like, well, no, I wouldn't have because I just wasn't gonna relax my hair anymore for health reasons. But it can be hard. I know a lot of people are like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about going back to that creamy crack. I'm just gonna straighten it out again. But it's really up to you. If you have any more questions, any more comments, leave them below at the bottom. Go ahead and comment on my thing. If you would like to subscribe to me, please do. Thank you very much. And if you any other input, just let me know. And thank you, ladies. Peace.